All right, guys, so we're back here live in HD. Who would have ever thought it live in HD again? Anyway, I wanted to tell you guys another bit of good news, which is I did find the latch here, or the battery bay thingy, doohickey, whatever. I don't know. Will this phone autofocus? I don't know. Anyway, this was the piece that was missing from in here. So if I wanted to, I could still put this in. I would have to remove this part here. I don't think you really need this extra piece of metal. It'll just make the plane heavier or whatever it is. But I'm going to attempt to fly it without this and see how it does. If it does poorly, obviously I'll just go put this back in, glue it with that same glue gun that you saw before. And at least if I want to, then I'd be able to just open it up and slide in the battery the way it was supposed to be done. Out of the factory. Anyway, so that's good news on that one. We've already checked, and it does great. Once the battery's in there, it stays down, and it should fly. So we'll put that out of the way. This video is mostly about this Ranger here and the condition that it's in. Now, I used to call this thing the kamikaze plane because the reason why it broke is no matter what I did, it would fly like this. It would get off the ground because I added this landing gear that it does not come with, and it was doing fantastic until at some point during the flight it just decides to nose down and just smack into the ground. It did it so many times that eventually it was about this much longer, but it lost all of that. So in this video I'm just thinking of putting the landing gear back on, and then we'll give it another whirl and see if we can get this to do better now that it doesn't have the front. It might just fly just as badly, but you can always be hopeful for things to work out better, right? So this part is pretty sturdy, and I'm hoping that if I just make a little slit across there with a knife or something, like it did in the beginning, it'll actually work better than it did on the front. The front was a little bit weaker, and this is actually stronger right there, so maybe it'll work. So let's give that a try. I'm gonna get a knife, and again, kids, don't try this at home. I do all these videos so you guys can learn something, but they are very dangerous activities, if you will, especially if you don't know what you're doing, or if you do it speedily like I do sometimes. When you do demonstrations on camera, sometimes you'll go faster than you would if you're just taking your time and doing your own thing. And so sometimes things can go horribly, horribly wrong. So no pressure. But you guys show up to watch me fail anyway, so that's okay. That's okay, right? That's what the comic relief is why people show up to watch this channel. It's the comic relief. So all right, so if I do that, then maybe when I apply some glue on top of it, it'll stay. Well, let's put that to the test, but first let's make this a little bit deeper. I don't want to go too deep because I don't want to get to the actual circuit. If I get to the circuit, then I'll wreck the circuit, and then we won't have controls. Whoa, something went snap. Something that I didn't want to go snap went snap. Oh snap, as they say. Oh snap. That was fun. I was teaching at school for a while, and there were kids that were using "oh snap" instead of other words. That's a good way to go. I thought to myself, probably some parents gave them the idea, and that's a good way to go. All right, so let's see what that does. It might be terrible. It might just not do anything. Let's turn it around. Huh. It's not very sturdy, as you can tell. So we might need to get some tweezers or some pliers or something to mold this and push it forward a little bit, so that when it does when you have all the weight on it, that it does not sag so much. The sagging is going to cause some problems. I can already predict that based on previous flights and experiences and things that I've done. The sag is not good. All right, let's see if that's good there. And again, I'm going to have to grab some pliers or whatever if this sags down too much. It's okay, but it's not getting the height that you want in the front in order for the plane to fly well. It might just keep going into the ground as it did before. That's something that could be easily solved. I have to find something to fix that with. Let's see if I got a tool somewhere. Let's see if I have a tool available somewhere close by. All right. I might just have the tool for the job. Let's see here. This might just be the tool for the job. And if I can turn it like a turnip, this way a little bit. Did it work? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, it feels a little better. There we go. There we go. So now let's turn this thing on. Got the remote over here. The batteries are in place. Turn the remote on first, just in case something goes sideways. And the battery should have some power in it. Or not. In case it doesn't, what are we going to do about it? Well, this is a larger battery, so you can't use that, because that would just burn everything out. So I guess we'll have to leave it here, guys. I will charge this battery if it turns out to be completely dead. Yeah, it looks like it is completely dead. It's not giving me anything, so we'll just leave it there. I'll charge the battery, and we'll come back later on and see what that does. But at the very least, we fixed the landing gear, and maybe it'll fly. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.